Terry Jacobson, Marketing Artfully. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about shipping, and there's some things that you may or may not know about the shipping in Etsy. So the first thing is, let's look at this item here because it's a pretty big item, and it's a little bit wide and it's a little bit long, and it definitely will not fit in a flat rate priority box. It's over a pound, so it's 1 pound and 10 ounces with the packing. So it probably it weighs over a pound. So I like to make sure that I put enough ounces in for it to have packing around it, right? So the one thing that I will say about this kind of item that I never knew when I started is you can use any of your boxes for priority mail, which I kept trying to fit everything into the large one, which is $17, or I wouldn't buy things because they wouldn't fit in the priority mailboxes. A lot of times you can do better because it's actually by weight. So you could have a big, heavy object, then you would want to use maybe one of the flat rate boxes. But if you have something that only weighs a pound or a couple of pounds, a lot of times you can put it in a normal box that you can still sometimes get free from USPS. But don't think that you have to just use that box. So now the other thing that I want to talk about is the mail classes. So if you look at these, there are 6 mail classes: priority mail, mail express, first class package. So first class package would be for anything under a pound. You can't actually do first class over a pound. So they just wouldn't actually show it, or they wouldn't be able to do it. I could uncheck this because I know for a fact they can't do first class package. And then Priority Mail International, Express International, which would be tremendously expensive. But I've had people pay some amazingly high shipping rates for a very small product. They just needed it by a certain time. And then First Class International Package Service. I also wouldn't offer this on this size of package, right? So they're going to have to do priority mail if they want it to be shipped internationally. Okay, so now I think this is something that a lot of Etsy shop owners don't know. So there are 2 more shipping options here, and they are USPS media mail. Now that's for any kind of media, books, booklets, pamphlets that does not have advertising. So if it's a magazine from the 1950s and the advertising isn't still active, you could absolutely use media mail to ship that. It does take a little bit longer, and the post person will not come to your door if all you have is media mail. You can't schedule that pickup at your home. But if you have other things that are going out first class or priority, then they will take it as part of it. They just won't come only for media mail. And then the USPS Parcel Select Ground. So this is a really good way if you're worried that people aren't going to want your shipping costs because it seems too expensive doing priority. You can give them this option for Parcel Select Ground. Now what that does is it takes a lot longer to get there. So priority is 2 days for me. I live in Florida. Is going to be 2 or 3 days depending on whether you're in New York or Los Angeles. But if you do Parcel Select Ground, it could take between 2 and 9. They're saying 9. It could take even longer than that. But it does seriously reduce the shipping cost. And I know for myself, I'm not always in a super hurry to get something. A lot of times I'm willing to save $10 to be able to get it more cheaply, right? So they will have to select that. And now if you start doing this, you have to remember, because I always see big things and I think, oh, priority, but make sure you check and see which option they have chosen. But that's a really good way if you find that people are getting upset about the cost of shipping your items, these big heavy ones, right? Let's see if I can find another big heavy one. Okay, so this guy, this vintage green metal box, I bet weighs over a pound. So this weighs 2 pounds. So I could absolutely go in here and I would take off the first class package because they can't do it anyways, and I'd take off the international package and I would put Parcel Select Ground, right? And then just hit publish. And so that's a really neat way to be able to offer those larger items at a reduced cost, and also enable you to have other options on your shipping. So hopefully that helps. Tara Jacobson, Marketing Artfully.